Rob and Slim Show.
The world famous Robin Slim?
Is this the world famous Paul Phillips?
Only in Turkey. only in Turkey.
You're only famous in Turkey.
How you doing, Paul?
Huge in Turkey.
Huge in Turkey.
It's blowing up. It's like David Hasselhoff in Germany.
I was gonna
Only
say
me in Turkey.
The Turks love Paul Phillips. That's my new catchphrase.
I don't know what it is. It's really weird. It just happened. Actually, it's so strange.
Really? Like, did it really?
No, I'm making all that.
That's what I tell people. Actually, once I think it showed us in Guam or something. I don't know. Once on Facebook it said your video is popular in Guam. I'm like, all right, cool, cool. And the Congo. It was actually in the Congo. It said, yes.
It's weird. It's weird. Modern technology, man. Like people just get on YouTube and Spotify and all that stuff, and all of a sudden you got fans in Turkey and Guam.
And when we used to be on SoundCloud, it used to show us like countries, and like 2% of all our listens were from Mongolia. Like, how does that work? How does that work?
Have you seen the size of Mongolia? That's a lot of people.
Yes. Or is it a lot or is it a little? Like, I don't know how it works out. Like,
well, I'm saying if 2% of your listeners are from Mongolia, that's a huge percentage.
Okay. I like that. I like that. Paul.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Fucking former guitarist for Puddle of Mud, and you're still in Rev Theory, correct?
Well, not technically, because Rev Theory is retired.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, they're not doing anything anymore.
Oh.
It just got long story short, just the record deal and the management, everything just didn't work out. And Rich, the singer, just started a family, and he's got those duties, and really came down to the almighty dollar.
Yeah,
which the music industry is not quite what it used to be.
That's what I was going to ask. If it's still the same or how it works, like, yeah, with everything nowadays. Like, it just doesn't seem like it's something that you could start right now and it would pay the bills.
I used to tell people always ask, like, what do you give advice to kids? And I used to just be like, just follow your heart, do your thing. You know, don't follow trends, because by the time you get your record out or you actually get signed, that trend's going to be over. So do what you want to do, And now I'm like, go to school? I don't know. Pick up a trade?
Have a backup. Yeah. Well, what ruined it?
What I mean?
Was it the corporations? Like, what ruined the music industry? Was it the internet?
It's the internet. The internet did that changed everything. Luckily, I was lucky enough to get in there at the tail end where people used to actually buy these like physical round discs that you put in a player, and they made sound. They like actually existed.
It was so different because you actually got the artwork. You got a little book you could flip through with like amazing artwork, and the lyrics. Like it's not the same. It is not the same.
It's not. I mean, I used to love that. I would go, oh, what bands did they think? And who produced the record, and where did they record it, and let me read all the lyrics. And
who wrote this track? Who in the band wrote this track, or was it somebody else? Like it would always tell you that.
Exactly. Yeah, people. Yeah, now people don't. They don't care. They're like, oh, I like that song. Let me go steal. Let me maybe pay 99 cents if you're lucky.
Yeah.
And if you're even if you're a little bit less lucky, I'm subscribed to Spotify or Pandora. Don't get me started on Pandora. That'll be the rest of our interview on that. But
and people aren't even getting the albums anymore. They're getting that one song that they like, and that's it.
That's it.
Well, that was like a few years ago. That's when that was happening. Like, you used to have like multi-platinum records and stuff like this. People selling millions of records, and then all of a sudden it was like you were selling millions of singles. And now it's like, no, you're getting this many plays on Spotify and this many plays on Apple Music. It's crazy.
Wow.
It's crazy how much it's shit. Yeah, it's tough.
Paul,
definitely tough. It's a whole nother thing.
Yeah, I wanted to ask you last time, and we just had run out of time, but you were famous for all the wrong reasons at one point. America's Most Wanted ran an episode that said you were the criminal, correct?
They didn't run the episode saying I was the criminal. I got a phone call from my attorney, and he was like, "Are you at home?" And I was like, "Yeah, I'm at home. I'm off." Like, like, what's up? And then he explained the situation. They had America's Most Wanted had gotten in touch with my attorney somehow. I still don't know how that happened to this day. He probably told me, and I forgot. I used to drink a whole lot. But anyway, I'm sure there was somehow that happened, and I was like, "Yeah, I'm at home." And he told me the whole story, and so it was this whole guy just impersonating me, and he was carjacking women and holding women at knife point and stuff like that, and literally like his greeting, instead of like "I'm gonna kill you" or "I'm gonna rape you" or whatever, was "Hey, I'm Paul from Puddle Mud." That was like his greeting to like whoever he was accosting.
You just got carjacked by Paul from Puddle of Mud. Like,
yeah, it was it was crazy, and like I mean, he would go into bars and stuff, and like
just yell it.
I mean, the reenactment on America's Most Wanted, I mean, it was a sad situation. I'm not making light of it at all.
No.
But the reenactment, if you know me and you know like how introverted I am when it comes to like that stuff, like they would literally be like, "Okay, that'll be $5.75 for your Jack Coke." "Oh, well, I normally get comped." And they're like, "Why is that?" He's like, "Well, I'm Paul Phillips from Puddle Mud." You know what I mean? Those words do not come out of my mouth. Somebody else may say it, but they don't come out of my mouth.
I mean, that's got to make you feel good to some extent. Like, of all the people from Puddle of Mud, he picked you.
He emulated you in the worst way.
Well, you know, I thought about it at first, and I was like, why me? I was like, why not be somebody cooler? Like, if you're gonna, I was like, why not be Slash or be like Jimmy Page or something? And then I went, oh, because you don't have a top hat on and you don't have a big poodle haircut on top of your head, so you're probably not Slash. Just saying.
Did he look like you? Was he a passable look-alike?
That's what. No. That's what was even worse. I was actually quite offended when I actually saw the guys. When I saw the guy's photo, I was like, really? I'm like, some people actually believe. I mean, I'm no spring chicken now, but at the time I was a spring chicken, and this guy was not a spring chicken. And I was just, and he had this short little comb over hairdo and like all this stuff, and I was just like, really? Somebody fell for that? I was like, man, I really got to do something with my image.
I was going to say it's more offensive than anything because his thought process was probably like, nobody knows what the guitars from Puddle of Mud looks like. It's like, I'll get away with this.
It was, yeah, like I said, at first it shocked me, and then I went, you know what? The guy's kind of brilliant. To be quite honest with you, he actually got away with it. He pulled it off. I was like, that's fantastic.
How did they catch him? How did they catch him? Like, how did that go down?
Oddly enough, it was only like a week, and the show works obviously, and he had befriended some people. Excuse me, I don't remember where or anything like that. But he had befriended some people, and he was living in their basement. And they knew he was a little off. He was a little off kilter. Something was a little wrong with him. They were trying to take care of him, but he ended up in a mental institution. So they actually found him. The people he was living with called and said, "We know this guy, Martin Minter, and he's actually in a mental institution right now." So they actually found him in a mental institution before he got arrested for what he was doing with my name.
Oh,
so it was a crazy story.
Yeah, that is crazy. I was gonna ask you too, Paul.
Yeah.
What's the craziest thing, performing or traveling with bands? What's the craziest thing you've seen go down like live?
Like live? Man, that's a bold question. It depends on if you want good or bad. Because I've seen both. So depends on how you look at it. I mean, we've had amazing audiences. We've had Jimmy Page used to come see us play every time we were in London, which was just like, what is going on? He would sit on my side of the stage, and I would just hit wrong notes all night long, and that was pretty crazy. And then. I mean, there's all kinds of, I mean, people crowd surfing in wheelchairs. Wow. You know, which happens, you know, crazy stuff. And then there was one night that always sticks out to me in London. We were opening up for Korn, and it was when She Hates Me was happening. And there's kind of I don't know how familiar you are with Korn or whatnot, but there's kind of a big difference between She Hates Me and like Blind.
Yes,
you know what I mean?
Yes.
So the crowds didn't always mesh too well together. so some nights were better than others. But I remember this one in London, you know, and we're like at the height of where we were. We were just touring with Korn because we thought we were going to share each other's fans, and that didn't happen at all. But anyway, so every day we were just getting pelted with stuff, getting pelted with water bottles. So me being punk rock Paul, I go up to the mic, right in the spotlight, you know, in between songs, and I'm like, if you're going to throw drinks, I was like, at least throw alcohol so I can get drunk. Out of the corner of my eye, I see it coming. Boom, right in my face, full drink. Don't know what it was because it mainly was on my shirt, so I didn't even get to drink any of it. But but that was a pretty embarrassing. I think it was like 11,000 people in an arena. So that was that was pretty embarrassing. Yeah. I remember afterwards my manager was like, "You didn't see it coming?" I'm like, "Well, I did, but I didn't have time to move." So and they had really good aim, so I just got hit.
Oh man.
So,
yeah. Are you still playing?
Yeah, there's all. I'm sorry.
Are you still playing guitar?
Yes, not on the level that I was. I have a hardcore project, which has always been like a love of mine. I'm kind of known for modern rock, but I've always been like a metalhead and like a hardcore guy, you know, like big Pantera fan, Metallica growing up. And, you know, as of late, I've gotten into, you know, I love like hardcore, like Hatebreed, Sick of It All and stuff like that. So I have that strictly for fun. Just trying to make noise and get out what's been inside of me for a while. And then I do play with my fiance Karen. We play around town, which is a whole completely different thing, like piano and like acoustic driven, like a whole nother thing.
Oh wow!
So yeah, it's completely different because there's like, to me music, it's meant to be felt and not just written like to be on the radio.
Yes.
And I think that heavy angry songs can be just as heavy as like really sad emotional songs. You know, as long as it's pushing your buttons, then you're doing it right.
Yes. Do you ever teach music? Like, do you teach like guitar lessons?
I do actually. I don't do it as much as I used to, but I did for a while. Had a lot of great students. Had one student that literally started out when he was 11, knew nothing. By the time he was like 15, he was like just probably as good as me. And now I think he's probably like 17 now. He's probably smoking me now. Just a prodigy. I've never seen anything like it before in my life. Some people were just born with it.
Yeah. What do you read music or do you do like tablature?
Oh, tablature all the way. And you don't even now why do you even need tablature? Just go on YouTube.
Well, I remember I took guitar lessons in I think high school or middle school, and they were teaching me how to read music, and I couldn't remember how to.
Remember that.
But yeah, like you said, tablature, all the time. That's all I did.
And then I didn't think of that today. Now you could just watch a guy on YouTube.
That's what happened with me. I started when I was 11, and I got put in lessons. And it was all, like teaching me theory and all this stuff. And like maybe I had a little Lamb and Jingle Bells. And I was like, okay, when do I get to learn Motley Crue and Black Sabbath? I'm like, this isn't fun. So I put the guitar down for like 4 more years. And then when I moved to Jacksonville, Florida, I had some friends that were like more advanced than me. And they showed me the almighty power chord, which is just for rock and like metal. And that's pretty much all you need, to be honest with you. But anyway, they taught me that, and then showed me the tablatures, and then I literally just locked myself in my bedroom with Metallica's Master Puppets. It just didn't leave my room except for like school, and I learned that front to back.
Nice.
And that's literally Master Puppets was how I learned how to play guitar.
Wow. What is your guitar choice?
Right now I'm actually playing a little boutique company called Diamond Guitars. I started playing their amps toward my last bit of Puddle there, a lot of people were switching to diamonds, and they kept courting me, and I was like, okay, let me try it. So I fell in love with their amps, and then they started making guitars, and they kept hitting me up about those, and I'm like, look, I've been with Paul Smith, since like the beginning of Puddle. They've been super, super good to me. I got full ride endorsement. I'm like, why am I going to switch? I'm like, there's no reason for me to switch. And then they just kept badgering me. I was like, okay, let's send one. And they sent me one, and that's when I was in Rev Theory, and we were actually in rehearsal, and I was like, I'm going to try out this new guitar, guys. And I tried out this new guitar, and everybody's face was just like, their jaws was just on the ground. They're like, what just happened? I'm like, I don't know. I was like, everything just changed. And so I took the guitar and A-B'd it with all my, Les Pauls and Paul Reed Smith $4,000 to $5,000 guitars, and it smoked all of them. I was like, okay, I'm in. So they started sending me guitars. And it's so sad that they're not bigger. They're just a little boutique company, so they can't mass produce because they're not on that level. There's very few stores that you can find them in.
Yeah.
It's only word of mouth. I know Zoltan from Five Finger Death Punch. He's playing them. He's probably they have a long list on their website. He's the one that comes to mind right now.
Yeah.
But because I've talked to him about it before. But so they do have people playing them. But like I said, they're just in a tiny little factory, just doing what they can do. But I mean, everybody I've turned on to them, I've had people leave Gibson, had full ride Gibson endorsements.
Wow.
I play this guitar.
It's crazy that a guitar can make that much of a difference to somebody who already can play like amazingly. That's so cool. So cool.
Yeah, it's crazy. I mean, it changed my tone like completely when I started playing them. Like everything, I went, okay, there we go. That's it. That's my Van Halen Brown sound.
Is there anyone that you would that you would still dream of working with nowadays? Like I know music is so different nowadays, but is there anybody you'd really like to work with?
I mean, there's several. I did a post. That's funny you say that because I did a post not too long ago. Like, what would like your dream band be? And mine was Dave Grohl on drums, Slash on lead guitar, me on rhythm, Duff on bass guitar, and then I think I don't remember if I did Corey Taylor or Justin from Blue October. I'm a big Blue October fan. Love him. His message and his lyrics to me just touch home with everything that I've gone through in my life. But those would be some. There's a new country artist out there called Cody Jinks that's just starting to get a little traction. It's more old school country. It's not, and same thing. I connect with the lyrics. It's not the pop, shake it for me, country girl. It makes me want to shoot myself in the head. It's really like it's heartfelt whiskey drinking. My woman left me, like mama's crying, like that kind of stuff.
The real stuff. Yes. Nice. We connected not too long ago with Brett Myers. He was the next major league pitcher, and he's doing down in Florida now. He does some country music, and he like you described that. It was the same thing for me. It was just some real.
I know.
Music.
I know him well. Cool. We work in the same studio with the same producer.
Wow, that's awesome. That's awesome.
Yeah.
I'm not a country fan, and I really enjoyed his stuff.
He was good.
Yeah.
Well, there seems to be a resurgence kind of that. I mean, you see that Chris Stapleton is just killing it now, and to me, that's a lot different than Florida Georgia Line, all that crap that's going on. Yes. You know what I mean?
Yes.
So Chris Stapleton, I think he's leading the way, and he's opening the door for like real heartfelt lyric singer-songwriter stuff as opposed to the pop stuff. So.
Yeah. I see too, Paul. You finally got you were certified as a personal trainer, correct?
Yes. I had a gym for a little while. Unfortunately, that didn't work out with me and my partner, so I left that. And but yes, I am still certified as a personal trainer.
Cool.
I haven't been doing it that much lately. My book, I don't know if we talked about that last time.
I don't know. I don't think so.
Okay, yeah. Well, I got a book deal, so I've been working on that, and some things happened to where I'm doing a little more work than I thought I was going to have to do, because I was supposed to be writing. I was supposed to be writing with somebody else.
Yeah.
And with it, like most people do, and I kind of did that to about halfway, and now that's not happening. So I'm doing it myself.
Oh,
so
that's got to be a big difference.
So it's you think?
From going like just to talking and someone else writing to you doing it all. Oh my God, that's got to be rough.
Paul, I'm sensing a theme here. Like you don't work well with others, do you?
Did
you beat this guy up, Paul? Like
the gym partner didn't work. The book partner not working.
No. Let me say there's no drama between us whatsoever. It's just something that went down in the company we don't need to get into. But no, there's no. I actually still talk to the guy.
Okay.
But
well, that's the writer. What about the gym partner?
What's that?
What about the gym partner?
No, that's a different story. No, we don't talk. So, no.
That's the drama.
Yeah, we don't.
Yeah, that'll never happen again.
When is the book coming out, though, Paul? Do you have a date for that, or anything like that?
The good thing is they've been very cool with me and not giving me like a deadline or anything like that.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. As soon as possible.
Okay.
As soon as I can get done, because I'm about done with it. Because I did all these recorded interviews and all this stuff, and it's been stretching on for a really long time now. Way too long.
Is it like like an autobiography?
That's what it is. Yeah, it's from my childhood. The whole Puddle story. It's my time when I left Puddle for a little while and did my other band, Operator, going back to Puddle, going to Rev Theory, and then obviously my years of just being a completely out of hand, blackout, bender, drunk for a few years there. So all that's included in there, and then hopefully, it's day by day, but hopefully it's a happy ending when I get done.
Oh, that's so cool.
That would be the goal.
Do you have a title for it yet, Paul?
I do, but if I told you that, I would have to kill you.
Okay.
So I can't release that information. It hasn't been copyrighted yet. So
we don't want to be on the gym partner end of things. We want to be on the good side.
But I can tell you this. When you do hear the title, you'll be like, duh, why did we even ask him what the name of the book was?
You know what it should be named?
So it's going to be like Robin Slim Rule.
Oh, okay.
Rule.
I was hoping it was going to be like, I'm Paul from Puddle a Month, now give me your car.
And free drink.
No, it was actually the first one, but I was afraid I was going to get in copyright things with you guys if I did that. So I'm glad you guys brought that up.
You can name drop us as much as you need, Paul. Feel free.
Since it's an autobiography, you have to document the interviews you did with us as well.
Of course. This one's tame compared to the last. The last one, I think there was pizza involved. There was beer
I was
involved.
drunk. Yeah, I was really drunk that last one. That was a later one. You were like a 9.
Later. It was like a 9.
He was like a 9 or 9:30.
Yeah.
For 5 hours.
Besides me, I think somebody else on your end got naked. I don't remember, but this one's quite tame.
Paul, dude, we have to wrap this up, but thank you so much for talking to us again.
Not a problem at all. I appreciate you having me.
Anytime.
And, yeah.
Where can everybody find you?
I'm sorry?
Where can everybody find you? Besides America's Most Wanted.
Everybody look out for the book. You can always check out all my latest updates on Facebook and Twitter and Instagram and all that fun stuff. But yeah, everybody look for the book. Hopefully coming out sooner than later. We're hoping for summer, but it's moving into August now, so who knows? We'll see.
Awesome, brother. Thank you so much, Paul.
You're very welcome. Thank you so much for having me.
No problem. Have a good one.
All right, you guys too. Take care.
You
Take
too,
care,
Paul.